had a seemingly brilliant corporate career before she crashed and spectacularly burned, ending up in her mother's lap crying. Bella has got a heck of a journey behind her, and she and I are friends from way back. And I managed to steal some time out of her diary today to talk about her new book. It's called Smart Girls Screw Up Too, and you definitely need to grab yourself a copy of this. The No-Nonsense Guide to Creating the Life You Want. Lots of great learnings in here. Bella, after you crashed and burned, you went on to become a world sailing champion. Then you found yourself in London in the world of entrepreneurs.
I did, yeah.
Tell me about that.
I got really curious about this changing space between, when we grew up, it was sort of like you start a corporate career and you go hard and you smash the glass ceiling as a woman and you do everything to take our wonderful race forward. But then what I could start to see is that a lot of people were starting to say, you know what, there's a better way.
Yeah. Now, as an entrepreneur, it's often difficult to look after your health,
Sure.
mental and physical. What advice have you got for our entrepreneurs about looking after themselves?
It's really interesting. I really love this quote by Warren Buffett, who says that, if you, the number one thing that he reflects on about his career and making sure that he has and recommends to everyone else is to make sure that you have a stable physical and mental health platform. And the reason this really matters is because science is actually showing us that we're actually going to live to about 100 if we look after ourselves. And the generations coming after us are like looking at, hundreds, 150. And so when I started to sort of see this, I was like, you know what, this is really important. So for founders, founders actually suffer twice the mental health conditions as the general populations. So 50% of founders right now have a mental health condition, either be anxiety or depression. And that also is one of the reasons why they're attracted to this industry, which is weird, but it is the truth. And essentially, what we need to do is, if you're trying to build an amazing company, okay, that company in the beginning is really largely you. So I always say to any of my clients who are considering an entrepreneurship journey that if you are not bulletproof, resilient, in great health, have great support networks around you, you will be one of the 95% of entrepreneurial businesses that fail. You need to be high performing, you need to be sustainable, and you need to be really contextually aware of how this impacts how you show up in your business and the performance of your business.
I started a business a few years ago, and I don't think I considered all of those factors at the start. And as my journey went on, I found it incredibly difficult to keep pace without the right support network around me.
Yeah, it's all about the support network. I mean, I mentor startup founders and scale-up founders now a lot, and those aspiring to enter that market. And I spend a lot of time talking the majority of them out of it, depending on the types of circumstances they have in their lives. And, because sometimes a sort of one-phase career pivot can be enough to give you 80 to 90% of the satisfaction you'd be seeking from starting your own thing. Maybe it's just the right type of colleagues, maybe it's the right type of office, maybe it's the right type of subject matter that you're working on in business, maybe even it's just the right boss. So I found and I'm a classic case of this, when all of that didn't work, I threw it out and said, well, I need to definitely go and be my own boss. For me, it works because, from the sailing and all these other things, and I'd had a business career, and so I was able to translate into my own. But if you don't know how to sell, for instance, and you don't have the confidence and the belief systems in yourself, how do you expect to get customers? And it's a hard road, as we all know. So I really think considering that entrepreneurial journey very carefully in the context of what's going on in your life and making sure that it's absolutely the right choice for you now is really important before you dive on in.
There's some great takeaways in this book for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, there is. I have a whole chapter dedicated to supporting people to make really smart decisions about their career, and entrepreneurship is one of those things. There's 4 or 5 archetypes that I talk about in the book about the type of people that tend to be most successful in their entrepreneurial journey. And the first type is that type that's just an all-in risk taker that just really backs themselves. That just says no matter what, I'm going to make this work, and they have that inherent belief system. The other archetype tends to be a really younger profile. people that don't really know what they don't know.
Right.
And so they're not coming off the back of a 15-year corporate career used to earning $200,000 a year and then going, oh, okay, well now I'm going to go and eat baked beans and build a company and get rejected every single day, and there's no salary, like, you know, like that. So they you know, they can tend to.
And you can live on baked beans when you're young.
Exactly. I don't know. Do you?
When
I
you're
can't
in your
look at
40s
this.
and you've got mortgages, it's a
Yeah,
different thing.
exactly. Yeah. So I think it's really important, just on that, to really consider the entrepreneurial journey in the context of the life and vision that you have and what you really care about and the problems you want to solve. Because what I do find with the majority of women that I work with on this career acceleration journey is that going through that journey, spending 6 months figuring it out, actually saves them many years of heartache, many years of money challenges, and often we find that 1 or 2 pivots away is all that's necessary for them to get 90% of the result. Thank you.
The book is called Smart Girls Screw Up Too, available now. Go and check it out.